it's helped me. Because it's my family. For me, it doesn't matter what do Tyson. For me, matter what I do.
So having your family, speaking to them every day.
After what was arguably the longest and most intense stare-down in boxing history, followed by a largely silent press conference, many believed Oleksandr Usyk had nothing left to say. It turns out, they were wrong. Usyk still had words to spare for everyone.
Мої українські фанати, я так обожнюю вас, що ви навіть не уявляєте. Thank you so much. Дякую за все.
The surprising part was that the person Usyk directed his words toward was Tyson Fury, who managed to avoid any direct hits during the press conference, receiving nothing more than a warning from the Ukrainian not to be afraid. However, it was the absent John Fury who found himself the target of Usyk's verbal attack.
No fighting, John.
If anybody gets in my face, I'm knocking them out.
Come on, John. Best
I mean what I say.
Tommy's fight time.
I don't care. I mean what I say.
Come on.
When John Fury chooses to stay silent or absent, his influence remains so powerful that it still manages to stir up trouble, even without his presence. Oleksandr Usyk seemed to seize the perfect opportunity for payback after John Fury's headbutt in their previous encounter. Although John wasn't physically present this time, Usyk had already prepared for what was coming on fight night. He addressed him directly, saying, "John, my friend, don't be afraid. You'll come and see Tyson's dead face."
Listen, my friend, now I don't think about boxing. I don't think about my fight. Now I'm relaxed. Now
It's easy to imagine the chaos that would have unfolded if John Fury had been at the press conference to hear those comments. However, with him absent, we'll have to wait for his response at another time. As for the upcoming rematch between heavyweight champion Oleksandr Usyk and Tyson Fury, it can't come soon enough. Both fighters are eager to finally clash and settle the score in the ring.
Tommy's my guy. You said there'd be no YouTubers.
Nevertheless, there's no...
The role of a press conference has become so distorted in recent years that it's hard to even define its purpose or understand what it's supposed to represent anymore. Yesterday, in Saudi Arabia, Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk went through the motions of a press conference, yet both seemed eager to be anywhere else. As a result, they spoke very little, well below the usual standard for a modern press event. Instead, they took a backseat, allowing their promoters and undercard fighters to do the talking for them. Fury, the challenger, set the tone early, stating, "I've got nothing to say except there's going to be a whole lot of hurt and pain in this fight. You watch."
I'm gonna dish out a whole lot of pain. I'm gonna put this fucker in the hurt locker, for sure.
Usyk then followed with the customary thank yous, which have almost become a trademark of these events in Riyadh. After that, it was left to the teams and undercard fighters to fill the silence. In any other situation, we might have criticized them for not doing enough to promote the event or for draining the energy out of it. However, in the case of Usyk vs Fury 2, no additional selling is needed, and there's little left to say that hasn't already been said. In the end, we should simply be grateful that both fighters were present, seemingly fit, and ready to deliver what promises to be a thrilling rematch.
Tyson, there seems to be an edge about you this week. What's happened? There seems to be an extra menace about you.
At the end of Thursday's pre-fight press conference, Usyk and Fury met on stage for a stare-down that lasted an intense 10 minutes. Several attempts were made to separate the two heavyweights, with World Boxing Council President Mauricio Suleiman being the first to step in and try to break them apart. However, neither boxer flinched or broke eye contact. At one point, someone waved a press credential and even a handkerchief in front of Usyk's eyes, trying to distract him, but Usyk remained locked on Fury. After several minutes of silence, the tension finally broke, and the two fighters started exchanging words.
Smash to pieces. Don't be afraid. You don't be afraid, you're a bastard. Don't you be afraid, you're robbing fucking fucker. Don't you be afraid. I will leave you alone, you fucking idiot.
The Rabbits getting it this time smashed to pieces, Fury told Usyk, according to Carl Stad of BBC. Fury added, "Don't be afraid," to which Usyk reportedly responded. As tensions rose, Fury became increasingly animated, and more people stepped in to separate the two fighters. Security tried to drag him away, but Fury resisted for a moment before eventually leaving the scene.
I got nothing to say, apart from there's going to be a whole lot of hurt and pain in this fight. You watch. That's all I got to say. Talking's...
Afterward, he was spotted dancing with drummers performing outside the conference room. In their last encounter, Usyk defeated Fury by split decision in May, becoming the first undisputed heavyweight champion of the four-belt era and handing Fury his first career defeat.
First fight, I talked, I joked, all my career. This time I'm serious. I'm going to do some fucking damage here on Saturday night. Watch me go to work on this fucker.
After Fury activated his mandatory rematch, the International Boxing Federation stripped him of his title, but Usyk's World Boxing Association, World Boxing Council, and World Boxing Organization titles will all be on the line this Saturday. The stare-down continued, with Fury showing a new level of intensity, a stark contrast to his usually jovial demeanor. When asked about what had fueled his edge during fight week, Fury didn't hold back. "I have nothing to say, except there's going to be a lot of hurt and pain in this fight."
You ugly little I'm butchering you. Never mind, don't leave you alone. I'm gonna annihilate you. You silly little ugly.
"You watch," he said. "That's all I've got to say. Talking's been done. The first fight, I joked around, but this time I'm serious. I'm going to do some freaking damage on Saturday night. This time, I'm serious. I'm going to do some serious damage this Saturday."
Decision, and you still couldn't do fuck all. You ugly, bug-eyed rat. I beat you 7 days a week, you ugly fucking rat. Retired, you fucking bum.
The highly anticipated rematch between Usyk and Fury is set to deliver fireworks on Saturday, as both fighters are determined to make a statement and resolve their rivalry once and for all. The time has come to settle the score. Oleksandr Usyk and Tyson Fury are back in Saudi Arabia, ready to clash for heavyweight supremacy. The two legendary champions will face off for the second time, with 3 of the 4 major titles in the heavyweight division on the line. Usyk became the first undisputed heavyweight champion of the four-belt era in May, when he defeated Fury by split decision. With that win, Usyk claimed Fury's WBC title, adding it to his IBF, WBA, and WBO belts.
Зараз це тільки розмови, все буде 21 грудня в рингу. Зараз.
The feat of becoming undisputed was a milestone Oleksandr Usyk had already achieved at cruiserweight before stepping up to heavyweight in pursuit of greater glory. His win over Tyson Fury in May marked the first loss of Fury's career and made Usyk the first undisputed heavyweight champion of the four-belt era. Fury started strong, but Usyk soon began landing heavy shots, putting Fury on the defensive and turning the tide. Despite his defeat, Fury has remained resolute, stating that he truly meant it when he announced his retirement after his win over Dillian Whyte in 2022. "I could have put my hand on the Bible and meant it, but it was difficult to let go," Fury admitted.